Sorry. Um, anyways, that childcare provider was gone, and I was 2 weeks home from work trying to figure out life, trying to get my daughter registered in school, get all that kind of stuff situated while trying to still get um, figure out how I'm going to pay these bills because I still missed work and I still had to pay all this other stuff. And I was waiting for them to pay me back the money that I paid out in childcare because that was what was supposed to happen. It was supposed to be very beneficial. And out of over, almost $4,000, I got $1,000, $1,100 back, which uh, better than nothing. Like I can't really say anything. I got something back, but it strung it in the initial when it was supposed to come back. It would have been great. It would have been very beneficial, and it would have helped me a lot. It would have. I wouldn't have been in debt. I would have been like on the even keel. But because they dragged it out for so long, and all the other missing work and all that stuff, really messed with my finances completely. And now paycheck doesn't even matter. I'm having to work and I'm having to take, half the money that I work because you're allowed advances in your work, just to survive, right? And I find a new childcare provider, and she's sweet and she's helpful and um, quirky or whatever. But Grace loves her, and she can do childcare in my home, which is uh, good because it was more stability for her. And I just got her in school, and like things are looking up. Like I'm like things are starting to balance out. Things are doing really good. Meanwhile, I didn't know that all these other people were calling in complaints at my work, were talking to other people, getting other people to do things that would, you know, cause more trouble. And when I'm at work, all of a sudden, they're like, "Are things calming down for you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, things are starting to even out. Things are going good. I've been working, a couple months anyway, 2.5 months, steady. Everything's good. Um, I was living in this place for like uh, 2.5 months or so, pretty much. Things were evening out. I was catching up. Everything was doing okay. No car. My very, very good neighbor friends here. Like, it's a wonderful community. The people are. Um, the company, not so much. It's supposed to be an organization that helps with subsidy and is helping families and stuff. This lady, if you're late on your rent at all, boom, files right away for the 10-day notice and all that. Now, like, listen, if it was, I understand the whole business aspect of it 100%, okay? And at the end of the day, shit is what it is. I'm not perfect. I was struggling. I helped even a friend who moved in was supposed to stay for 2 days, ends up staying for almost, a month, and then was supposed to pay me, didn't pay me. Just like nobody gave a shit about my boundaries, no matter how hard I tried. Um, Babysat my kid for me one time while staying in my house for free, and then made me pay her for babysitting my kid. Like I just knew if I didn't get away from any and all of that shit, like my whole head was gonna implode. Um, I help her get her place, and I'm trying to be good, but it's just more toxicity, and I can't handle anymore. I'm trying to get to work. My neighbors are driving me, and I'm so lucky for that because I actually had time to sleep a couple hours a day, and then when she was in school, I definitely got to sleep a couple hours a day, so it was good, and things were getting better. And they asked me at work, "They're getting better." Yes, they're getting better. Now but I'm being like mistreated at work, not in any extreme form of way, but the kind of small punishment way because I missed those couple weeks, right? So I was every shitty job that they could give me, and you're not running a machine anymore. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. Here, do this job and wash this and take this bucket and wash the garbage cans and whatever job it was. But I didn't care. I smiled. I understood what it was. I bowed my head down, buckled in, and did the job. And did it with a smile, still laughing, joking, trying to just keep everything good. Uh, Things just start evening out. I just start running machine again. They finally are done punishing me, so I think. And supervisor starts getting so bold in her punishments that like they are just little kickbacks here and there, right? Little remarks and stuff. Then she starts getting so bold, like in front of the next shift, she's yelling at me, like literally yelling at me, like shaming me in front of an entire next shift. And I literally asked, "Why are you yelling at me? Like, you can speak to me, and if there's a problem, take me to the office, take me outside, like, because I don't believe that that's acceptable treatment for anybody. I don't care who you are. I don't think that that's acceptable treatment." And so I stood up for myself. Now, all of a sudden, the next week, I'm in HR. And the manager tells me this is where the narcissistic shit comes in. The manager tells me, well, what's going on? So I start to talk, and well, but that doesn't matter. That's your supervisor. If they tell you what to do, that's what happens. There's no other rules but what your supervisor says, and that's the attitude that comes. So now I just stopped talking and I said, well, you've made it very clear that where you stand and that you don't actually care about anything that's happening. Um, and now that I know that, I'm not going to waste any more energy trying to have this conversation with you. So if you're going to write me up or do whatever you're going to do, can you please do that? And I would like to go back to work if that's okay, unless you're firing me. Nope, you can go back to work, and it's just a verbal, like they would call it a verbal coaching or whatever, I guess. And so, okay, I go back to work. I'm upset, but it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna deal with it. I'm like, I already know how this is going, and I didn't know that people were complaining and stuff behind my back. That is some of these other people that I have talked about already. Um, I didn't know that, but yes, they were, and they're using other people at work to do the same thing. I don't know, friends, people from here. I don't know people from here, so I wouldn't know, right? I wouldn't know that. I don't know who's friends, who talks, who communicates. I don't know any of that stuff because I don't know any of those people. But anyways, now a week after that, I'm in the office again for someone else had a problem with me because I asked. This person never yells. She's like the nicest girl I thought, and but she's been taking on a lot of pressure too, and she got really upset and she yelled at me, like actually yelled, and I was actually so flabbergasted that I just didn't even know how to respond. I'm like, why are you like? I couldn't even believe it. Why are you yelling? And then she didn't really have an answer, and I'm sure she felt bad because she didn't even actually understand why she was yelling either. She was just taking on a lot of stuff and under a lot of pressure, and when you're under a lot of pressure and you're trying to deal with this promotion and that and all these other tasks that you have to, I absolutely see her point of view. Even then I did, but I was still upset and at the time, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on, why these people are like, why it's getting so in your face. But that's when I understood, like, this is God showing me obviously this is not where I'm supposed to be, whatever. And as much as I agreed, I was still trying to do my own thing and start processing and living my life, right? And still healing. It's in between all this, I'm still healing and focusing on all of the things that I'm working on um, every single day. We're gonna have to do at least one more. Fuck. I'm sorry, guys. Uh, this is only 2 years, and actually these last 6 months is the where we're going into more detail, I guess, because it would take 500 fucking videos for me to talk about the last 3 years in detail.